Welcome to the Reckoning podcast, where we stoke a campfire, gather around, and have real-life conversations with old friends, new friends, professionals, and just shoot the shit. Reckoning all things from hunting, outdoors, beauty, entrepreneurship, relationships, life, and more. It's all just a reckoning. This lighting makes me look washed out. But 'tis the season. Speaking of 'tis the season, we are back with another year, another gift guide. Where does time go? Nobody knows. I have gift ideas for him, her, the kids, that outdoor lover in your life. And when I think of the outdoors, outdoor lifestyle, which is reckoning, that includes all things from hunting, camping, fishing, and then also like a healthy life that you're living to be able to go enjoy and do those things with your family. So if you only saw the explosion that's happening around me, I usually try and do these in categories where I do him first, her first, kids, and then like for everybody. But based off my explosion, I think I'm going to try something a little different this year and do it more in categories like apparel, optics, nutrition, bags, things like that, because that's honestly how I gathered stuff for whatever reason. So I think that is what we're going to do. If you are new here, welcome. You can see this on YouTube if you want to go over to our YouTube channel. You can look for Reckoning for shows, or I think we ended up, somehow I managed to grab my name as YouTube. So I think it's youtube.com/Brittany or just Brittany Long. But I'll put it in the show notes below if you want to see me Vanna White this stuff, do a little QVC moment if you're curious. And then when it comes to shopping all this, some of this I do get a small, teeny tiny commission from, which thank you for supporting myself and my family while you shop through the holidays and some of these small businesses as well. And they all will be listed in the show notes, or I'll give you coupon codes as we go throughout it, because who doesn't want to save a little coin, maybe some free shipping. And if you want to see something or you're like, I heard you say that, but like, what is it? Can I look into it? That'll all be listed in the show notes below if you are listening on your app or YouTube. So I'm clearly like looking at all the stuff around me and I want to get into this. So let's get into some apparel. Some of this you may be like, if you've watched, we have 2-3 other gift guides, which is bananas to me. Last year's was a really good one. You may see some of this from previous years, but sometimes you need to see something a couple times to be reminded, or you feel like you didn't need it last year, and this may spark it. So it may feel a little redundant, but it also goes to show, like, if it comes back year after year, it's a solid piece of gear, and it's worth the investment or giving it a try. A lot of this is really great stuff too, I will say, for if you have a hunter in your life that you feel like has everything under the sun and you're like, what the hell do I buy him? Because I don't know about you, but I love that my man is able to, like, if he sees it, he wants it, he buys it, and he takes care of himself that way, and that's awesome. He's worked so hard to get that way in life, but sometimes it makes gift giving a little tricky. So these are really like, he's already hunting, you feel like he's established, these may be pieces of gear that can slide in to help just elevate his game a little bit, or something he's had his eye on and just really hasn't pulled the trigger. See what I did there? First things first, for apparel, I do have some waterfowl items throughout this episode, but this would be the First Light rugged wool wader pants. So exciting, guys. We got a affiliate ambassador with First Light, which is so cool. I've been asking for them to give us a code, so once they do, you'll be the first to know. But it's your typical wader pants. Ladies, if you don't know what this is, you wear them under your waders, and then it has these little stirrup straps that remind me of the 90s. I'm pretty sure my mom had leggings like this that go on so that your pants don't sit and rise and keep you warm. And then I have heard, I was at the owl cell and some girl behind me was talking to her man. He was buying waders. She was like, don't you need to buy boots for those? And like, what do you wear underneath? And he was explaining, it was cute to listen to, like, no, the boots are with it. So this is, the stirrups so that you can slide these on. And is there anything worse than trying to put something on and like your sleeve or your pants rolling? These are the wader pants. Cody's really enjoyed these. Cooper has a different pair, but again, Cody's like these. So they have pockets, drawstring. They do have a fly, which I could imagine would be nice. So making life a little easier when you're out there. How would it be, boys? How would it be? Speaking of, we'll just keep going with that, of like waterfowl hunting, and that these were mentioned last year. Cody and Cooper both have these, and when I asked Coop, I'm like, what are your suggestions for teenage boys in outdoors or just hunting in general? And these were one of his first picks, and this is the Wicked Wing gloves. So these are a taller waterproof glove. So not only do they keep your hands dry, they're waterproof. You can grab decoys, grab your ducks, and they're really nice and tall. So these, Cooper and Cody have both really enjoyed these. Again, those are the Wicked Wing gloves. I'm not going to show everything because if I did that, this episode would be 3 hours. And if I had a guess, you're looking at the time and you're like, it's an hour and a half. Sorry. Speaking of gloves, these are another great one that we continue to go back to. And even if you can't find these exact ones, just a glove that's like a mitten and then opens up so that you can access, the trigger, your gun, your binos, whatever you need to do, your phone. But in those colder hunt times, like the rifle hunt, mittens. So these ones are just a simple, these are from Cabela's. They're Gore-Tex. And I think the pattern is what? I think they fell in the fire or the dryer. So just a mitten glove would be really good. I've always wanted to get like the buckskin gloves. I've heard are awesome, obviously. So a mitted glove is great. Cody also got some First light gloves, which he really likes for layering and keeping his hands cold or warm, but also not like overly hot. Now, when it comes to keeping things warm, this is something we've always mentioned, and that's a wild rag or a cowboy rag, whatever you guys call these. It's like you would see in the old westerns, right? These work really well, have multiple purposes, but work really great for layering and keeping your neck warm. So we always like to keep one of these like in our bags or with our colder weather gear. It's just a fun like add-in, and also something like they might have one. Maybe it's time to upgrade them to a new one or just a different design and pattern. This would be really great for stocking stuffers or kind of like a filler gift. And because we're keeping ourselves warm, I'm going to talk about some of our favorite socks. This last year, Sheep Feet, you guys know we love Sheep Feet. They're an amazing company, amazing people, and they're really thoughtful with the products in which they design. I love that. They're not just releasing something to release something. They're field testing it and making sure that it has a purpose and it's fulfilling that. And so Sheep Feet came out with their socks. They are merino wool. They have a medium, a light, and a medium sock. And you guys have heard me say this before, but like you can't describe these socks until you wear them. They're like buttery soft, light and airy. They keep my feet warm. You guys know I'm like someone that kind of throws a fit about like I need my feet just right to be happy. And these are really fantastic because then they also breathe at the same time. So like when they're in my boot, they breathe. And then when I decide to take my shoes off and I'm like in my sliders after a hike or whatever, I'm like, ooh, my feet feel so nice. So these are the Sheep Feet socks, and we do have a discount code with them. You can use Reckoning to get, I believe, 10% off with Sheep Feet. So their socks, again, they have two different styles, and I recommend both for all seasons. I'm reaching for both of them all the time. And even in the winter, like when we're not hunting or when I'm around the house or doing something ice fishing, these will be great. Speaking of really keeping things warm, Caleb, I hope you guys come out with something even thicker. But these are the Darn Tough socks. These are a recommendation from Cody. He really enjoys these. I'm not sure. I'm still TBD on if I like mine. I feel like my feet almost get too cold. Is that weird? I would love your guys' input. But again, a thick merino wool sock, and these are really, really thick. The boys really love these for waterfowl hunting. And then again, when we go ice fishing, everybody's wearing their Darn Tough socks. So these are great. Socks is like in my head. It's funny. Even Rivers this morning was like, Rivers, I know you're watching this and listening. He was telling me, he's like, it's so crazy. Like the elves or like Santa even knows what our sock size is. So crazy. Like it is magic, you know? And so it's funny to me that like you guys, the kids get just as excited. They always get excited for socks, and I love that. So I don't know about you, but socks is a great addition and stocking stuffer too if you guys stock your own stuffings. And then kind of speaking of base layers, I don't have any of this in here to show you. I'm pretty sure I'm washing most of it from a weekend hunt. But that is anything merino wool based for layering. We really love, Cody's got some First Light stuff that he's really enjoyed. I've got a couple Mountain Ops merino wool based layers that work really well. I did see that you guys have heard me talk about, I want someone to come out with like a legging type of a top for the ladies in a merino wool. and I did see someone's got one of those, and I'm going to give that a go. I'll gear test it and see how I like that. But I would definitely say if your person has all the camo, all the stuff, it never hurts to get another base layer and have kind of a backup for multiple hunts in a row, or just kind of, I mean, it's kind of like underwear. Sometimes you want to refresh your merino wool. So I think that's a great addition. I'll link some of our favorites below so that you can see what it is we enjoy, like, and run. And then I get this question a lot, and that is, what am I wearing? Because my vents on the side, the vents on my pants open up, and a lot of times you can see like a line of my shorts in those. And you guys have heard me talk about how I just prefer to wear like a short underneath when it comes to layering, having a belt on, then also having a holster on my backpack. Like, I just like the way it feels versus underwear commando. And so these are the shorts that I like, and these are the leggings that I'm obsessed with. If you see me in leggings, it is most likely this brand. It is the CRZ Yoga pants, and these are the shorts I wear like all summer for my workouts, all the things. And these are what I use to layer in. So they do make them in a shorter size. I actually have a shorter size that I run most of the time under mine, but tons of different patterns. This would be an awesome gift, guys, for your ladies, because we love a multi-purpose item, right? She can feel cute in the summer, dress up with a t-shirt, some Converse, get a workout in, but then also have a layer that she feels comfortable and confident in wearing underneath her camouflage when she goes out hunting and hiking with you. I'm feeling pretty good about doing this in like different sections. It's new. I told you I was going to mention some kid stuff too, and so this is some kid clothing. I don't have his other stuff, but it has been nice because Rivs he's been given the opportunity to basically kind of field test 2 different brands and see what he likes and doesn't about each of them. And Mr. Steven Ranella, we have outdoor kids that we want to raise in the outdoors, right? You have a whole book on this. Good sir. Can we please get a kids line in First Light? Okay, thanks. That would be great. These feral ass kids need some First Light. It boggles my mind. I don't know how we're not there yet, but that's why I want it, because I love it. So Rivers has been able to field test King's Camo makes kids stuff, and I don't have the other one. Pretend it's over here. He has Kuyu in kids camo as well. Each of these he has enjoyed and loved. He does like with the Kuyu, because we have a friend that also has Kuyu. Jeremy runs Kuyu. He does love being able to look with his Kuyu. His pants have the vent on the side. Like, they're literally a mini version of the adult gear, which I think is so smart and so needed. So I do appreciate that fact. I do think he has been leaning more towards his Kuyu stuff just because it's been a lot hotter. He has some lightweight stuff, and they have a sunshade hoodie with thumb holes. And if he's nothing, if not his mom's child, he was sold on the thumb holes and lightweight. But that has been one thing I've heard over and over again, that he does love his Kuyu stuff just because it does seem to have a little more features than the King stuff. But he does love his King stuff as well. They have a nice heavy coat. They have all the different things when it comes. I said, Kuyu has they kind of have like all the bells and whistles, and King's has all the like heavyweight, lightweight, midweight, that kind of same pattern as well as the adult size. Just, he tends to lean more towards that. So there's an honest opinion. I love the fact that we're able to give you guys like what we love and run, and then also what they're using. And we're not just like stuck and sold to one piece of gear, and that I can give you kind of unbiased and biased opinion within everything. So that is for kids stuff. They do always, right now is a great time to watch for sales for kids stuff. And I think it's always really, really fun if you're having a hard time thinking of something for your kids. They're getting to that age where they seem to have everything. They've got all the toys, all the things. Something like getting them into some gear that possibly matches you just adds that confidence level to them and gives them a little more excitement to get outside and go on that adventure with you. All right, we're almost done when it comes to apparel. I got to give a little shuffle. Obviously, you guys have seen Nicole and I went through gear for females, so I'm not going to lean too heavy on the female stuff, because if you want ideas, that's like an hour episode packed full of, again, speaking of unbiased, her and I run completely different setups. So go back and listen to that episode. I think it's a couple back, but I'm going to show you just a few pieces because of apparel and they're running sales right now. So these are the best pants, in my opinion. I don't care. I'll die on this hill for women, and they come in, again, all the different camo patterns. I really like the circa pattern for First Light, especially here in Utah. It works for me personally, both like if we're in the desert and then also up in the pines. I just feel like it's really versatile for everything that I'm running, and I don't have to be switching between a whole bunch of different camo patterns. But these are the 308 pants in the women's. They make these in men's. Again, I really appreciate when a brand makes not only kids stuff similar to the adults, but also when women get the same kind of setup and gear and bells and whistles, like I said, as the men, because just because we're women doesn't mean that I don't want a place for my knife or my phone or vents. Like, bitch, I get hot too. So it's really love these. They're true to size. Again, you've seen they have a place for your knife. They have the vents. They have this really cool pocket that I really like. I like the back pockets, and they hug the curve of a woman just right, and they're comfortable. There's no saggy crotch. Girls know what I'm talking about. And guys, I think you'll like the way her ass looks in them. So 308 by First Light. And then again, these are just some of my favorites. This is the Circa shirt. They make this in men's too. This is the women's one. Again, it just fits a little more towards the curve of a woman. I really like that deep zipper. If you see it, like almost goes to your navel. It's a lightweight shirt. This is my favorite for bow hunting. It's breathable. It's great. And it works good for layering as well as we make our way into the colder months. And then this is something I got this last year, and this is the Circa puffer. Again, it's just great to have a puffer. So for me, I didn't have all this stuff at first. We kind of bought the basics. I needed pants. I needed a shirt. I was good to go. And then as time has gone on, the years have gone on, each year I've just tried to buy another layer. And so this year it was getting the big puffer so that I was good to go for the rifle hunts. That is kind of my suggestion too, is don't feel like you have to get it all at once. Slowly do like, what's her favorite hunting season? Okay, maybe I'll just set her up with some pants so then we can at least start shed hunting. She doesn't necessarily need a camo shirt for the shed hunt. And then, come summer, they might run a sale again, or her birthday comes up and you're able to get a shirt. And then, you know what I mean? I think it's like doing it in small pieces. I think so many times on social media, it's easy to see everyone's everything and just feel like you have to have it all. And that's not the case. So there's my friendly reminder. I like doing stuff on a budget. Okay. And then speaking of favorite layers, you guys, again, will hear me say this over and over again. I'm showing you both colors. It is the Sheep Feet Hideout hoodie. The green is fantastic, obviously, for like your hunts, your bow hunt. I really loved wearing this on my buffalo hunt. This has a Sherpa lined pocket. That's what sold me on it. I have washed this so many times also, and it is still so soft, so warm. It has thumb holes, long thumb holes also, because I forgot my gloves this last time on the rifle hunt with Cody, and I ended up, because it's so long, I was able to like wrap that over and keep my hand covered, which was awesome. And then it does have a really high neckline and like a really, I don't know what you'd call that, like a real long pullover of the hood. So again, you can hide out from the animals and the wind in this hoodie. They have it in green, and I'm showing you both because I also really like the black now for just like working out, running errands. I like the black all the time. Cody, I really like Cody in this too. So a hideout hoodie, him and her. It comes in one size, not one size fits all. It's what do you call that? Unisex size. That sounds wrong. Anyways, it comes in, I would call them, I guess, men's sizes. So I run the small and I'm still able to layer with it. If I wasn't going to layer, I could probably do, I don't know if they make an extra small, but I do a small for me if you're wondering what size to get for her. I'm 5'4". So I don't know if that helps. This was something new. Again, my husband's the guy that I like run out of ideas to get stuff for him. So if you're feeling that way, this I think is a great addition. A lot of guys too, I think when it comes to rain gear, don't necessarily, they invest in all their like new camo, new patterns, all this, and then they're still running like the same old rain gear because it like goes in their backpack. They forget about it until they need it. So this is something Cody got this last year because he was wishing he had something good in his backpack. And this is his first light. It's just a lightweight piece of rain gear. It can go really, really small, which is great, and go in your backpack. And the lining of it is really fantastic. He had his old piece and just like the difference in it and the quality felt 10 times different. Again, that would be my suggestion, is maybe looking and seeing what kind of rain gear he has. Now we're slowly moving out of apparel. Can you believe it? Oh, apparel. Hats. I'm obsessed with this all-in hat. You'll see me in it all the time. I had another hat. Oh, they have other hats. They have like a duck camo hat if you're guys looking for. I just think like all-in when it comes to their apparel, like they're making some super dope stuff. It just looks super clean and cool and like with, you know what I mean? It like fits the styles right now. I'm pretty sure Logan's who designs it, and he does a really good job of like being kind of on trend, but also within the outdoor space. So I would definitely check out some all-in hats. So you're wondering if you can't read, this is from All-In. It's a tan and black hat, and I like that it just goes with anything, you know? And then making our way slowly out of apparel. I talked about these. Cody and I have been running these. These are the Peaks Gaiters. I think Gaiters are something too where it's always good to upgrade, see what they've been running. Gaiters, I think, are something too that like you've had for forever, and either they're outdated, they've seen better days, or they're just like not your favorite, but you continue to use them. I think doing something like a gaiter to cover, what it does is it goes under your boot and then goes up over your leg to create a barrier between the outside world and your boot and your pants. So you're not getting water down in your boot. You're not getting, again, speaking, if you're learning anything about me this episode, I'm sure you're diagnosing me, but like a wet pant leg or a wet sleeve. No. And these are really fantastic, obviously, just like keeping your gear going longer, your pants and your feet and your boots out of the brush, and really just create that good barrier. So these are the Peaks ones. They're really nice. I've been impressed with them so far, and Cody's really liked them. We both have these, and we both upgraded this last year to these gaiters. So I would definitely check and see like what kind of gaiters are they running, or are they even running gaiters? A lot of people aren't running gaiters, and that's a great addition. Like I've said a couple times on the podcast, it wasn't something I thought was necessary until I tried it, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Speaking of your boots, you guys have seen these before. Wow, I should have oiled these prior to this. So don't judge me. But this means they've seen a lot of good miles this hunting season. Okay? Okay. So here's your reminder. Oil your boots, and that's a great stocking stuffer. Get some, I really like the Crispi Cream oil boot stuff. That's a fantastic stocking stuffer. Because again, when's the last time he or you oiled your boots? So these are the Crispies. I really like these. On the Crispies that are different, you'll see are the sheep feet laces. These are awesome. I didn't think laces could make a big difference, and our friends have kind of said the same thing, but a big complaint is like the laces that often come with boots, just any boot, can oftentimes fray or break, or they're just not long enough to feel like you can get your boot secure. And so these are waxed, and they're super long, as you can see. Like I can barely even fit it in the frame of the video. And these are another great addition. Like we talked about, socks are fun to get. Something like laces are a great, like, oh, I didn't know I needed that. Thank you. Like that's such a good idea, and a good cheap one. These are the Crispies that I run as a female hunter. These are the Skarvens. I think my other ones are Skarvens too, but you guys have heard me say these are my favorite. So Skarvens, amazing. I've ran these in super, super hot weather on the desert and super cold weather up in the mountains. And then inside, you can't see because my lighting there. Just pretend you can see inside, okay? Inside, I'll post a video, is my sheep feet orthotics. Sheep feet orthotics are going to give you a really good support in your boot. And this is a great upgrade for anybody that seems to have everything. You just feel like this year we're set. I don't know what to get. What could really help them? if they're not running orthotics in their boots, they're totally missing out. These are customized to them. So it's really fun because you can get them a gift card or you can get them the kit. You can go online now. They have an app, so it's super easy. Get them a gift card. They scan their foot. It's made specifically for their foot. And then from there, they also keep their scan on file. So if you want to upgrade, get anything else, they also make them for wader boots. And it just adds a whole other layer of support that you didn't know you were missing, especially hiking. And it's like, it just takes a really good, high quality boot and elevates it that much more. And I really think people have noticed a difference, like in the way that their hips feel after hiking or their back, the way that they're carrying the weight, the way that they're able to side climb, side hill. It just gives you that layer of support so you can go longer and farther. Speaking of shoes, something super unique and different is if you have an archery hunter in your life, then these sheep feet stealth bombers, I grabbed Cody's. They come in this netted sack, but they are a stocking shoe. They have this felt bottom and they're super lightweight. Again, these just always go in our backpacks during archery hunt, and you can switch into these super easy, and it just gives you that quiet stealth stock. So this is something that a lot of people don't either know about, think about, and they're in the field and they're wishing that they had it. So if you do have a bow hunter in your life, this is a really cool and unique gift, is the stealth bomber. They also work great for like crossing a creek and things like that. So it's really great for the backpacker in your life. I think that's it on shoes. At the end, I'm going to run through a randoms list too, but I can't even process that right now. Now, where do we want to go? I'm going to go with random backpack stuff and then go to bags. Yeah. Yeah. No. What am I going to do? I wish you guys could talk to me. So you're like, we want to see optics. We want to see. I'm going to do bags last because the pile of bags is across the room from me. Okay. I'm going to get into optic stuff. You know how it goes. Your adventure is only as strong as your recovery and then your energy to start it. That's why I've been loving Mountain Ops' naturally sweetened line. If you haven't heard yet, I know so many people, including myself, have wanted there to be a naturally sweetened line when it comes to the favorites, Hydrate and Ignite. They are naturally sweetened with Reb M and monk fruit. They're just as effective with hydration and energy to fuel the day. Whether I'm working out, working, hunting, chasing the kids, or just trying to stay on top of everything, I always have a packet in my bag of either the Hydrate or Ignite and or both. Sometimes they stack really well, meaning you can mix them. Even my kids ask for the Hydrate sticks when we're on the go, especially when we've been out hunting or camping and obviously after their sports sessions. And let's talk about their new product drop. I have been waiting months for this. I may or may not have gotten some inside scoop, and I'm excited. It's their clear protein. This is their new Magnum Clear Whey. It is so refreshing. So what you do is you mix it with water, and it makes more of a protein water, if you will. It's light, fruity, not chalky or milky at all, and it's low lactose. Perfect for after a hot hunt or hard gym session. I'm kind of excited to try making like a protein jello with this. I think could be really fun for meal prep, or just making like a refreshing smoothie or refreshing drink at the end of the day. What does it look like? It honestly looks like after you mix up Ignite or Hydrate. So it's a scoop of this clear whey protein with water. And like I said, you mix it, you froth it, wait a couple minutes because it does get a good froth. And then I mix it one more time and it looks similar to like a Hydrate or an Ignite. You get 23 grams of protein that doesn't feel like a shake. Seriously, it's a game changer for these hot months and just a new way to shake up your protein shakes. We also keep on hand always our immune gummies, slumber, and performance bars on rotation for the whole family. We love their hoodies and gear just as much as their supplements too. Mountain Ops is built for real people who live hard, love the outdoors, and want to feel their best while doing it. Head to mountainops.com and use our code BRITT for 20% off your order. Plus, every purchase helps donate a meal to a child in need. That's mountainops.com and use our code BRITT, BRITT, to stock up and give back. I have different options for you because I want to give you guys different options, different price points. Again, I love budget-friendly ideas too, not just like holy shits. So this is Cody's setup. Currently, you can see all of his different wings and pockets. That's another fantastic idea, is the Montana knife. And then I have this one. Mine doesn't have as many wings, contraptions. So these are the FHF Gear bino harnesses. I especially love, if you guys are watching the video, you can see that the straps on these are vented. So it's got kind of like an open grid system on it to allow the vent. And let me tell you, that is something that, like, once there's the breathability there, you're like, oh, that's nice. I'm not sweating my ass off. Really love that, and I like the way that it sits on the body. And again, this works really fantastic because it also fits the female frame and goes down small enough, which is important. Another great option for a bino harness, I love the colorway on this, is the all-in bino harness. So this also comes, what I love about this bino harness is it already comes with the wings. Most of the time with these bino harnesses, you only get the bino harness pouch, and then you have to additionally buy the wings, buy the add-ons, things like this. This one comes as a bundle. There's not a lot of these left, so I kind of like, I don't know if I wanted to tell you, but people have like the black on red is just amazing. Again, they do great with the design. It is collaborated with Marsupial, so obviously, you know, but this one's great if you're running the all-in system. I really did like this pouch for your phone is really nice, especially having it on the front and easily accessible. It does fit with your all-in case on too. And then it does have your bino harness pouch as well. So those are some different options depending on kind of like what camouflage you're running and what brands you prefer, kind of some different options there. Something you could do too if you're like really wanting to go crazy this year is get some binos for the person you love. I really love Vortex. I think that's a fantastic point of entry for binos, and they really do have budget friendly to obviously your more expensive options, but across the line, they're still really amazing. As a family, we like running these. Their warranty's awesome. I have been looking for this chapstick, and you know where I found it? Inside my rangefinder case. That's good to know. And there's my call. That's a great idea. A Phelps call. They might annoy you, but a hunter can never have enough calls. Great little add-on. And they're always coming out with new calls, like always. But this is what I wanted to show you and why I opened this. I'm getting my all-in case out of my purse because you never know. The girl never knows, you know? This, I think, is one of the coolest gifts you can give someone. A lot of people are not running this or they need additional ones of these. Like I just said, it never hurts to have more than one case. So this is the all-in snapshot system. What it does, I'll show you. Essentially, it's a phone case, and then you have an adapter that goes onto your optics, and it's a digiscoping system. So you can then take your phone, snap it on to, this is a spotting scope. Cody's always just stays on there. I'm gonna hate cleaning all this up after. Please buy something from my code to make it worth it. Okay, so this is Cody's spotting scope. Again, this is a Vortex. Great addition and idea. Upgrade spotting scope. The tripod. It is so hot in here. Okay, so what it does is you have your case. So you buy your case. Right now they're having awesome bundles. You can buy this all in a bundle. And then when you see something you love, you can snap your phone on to there. You can do it vertically or horizontally. And I love this system. You guys have heard me talk about it a whole bunch, but it makes capturing your memories like nothing else. It's so fun to be able to go back, share the replays with people, be able to look at replays when you make a shot, know your shot placement was good, where did it go, what way did it, just to replay the moment. And then also just capture what it is that you're doing outdoors. Not every time you're going outdoors are you hunting, but you're really enjoying nature. And I really love also with kids being able to like zoom in, show the kids without them accidentally coming up and being like, I can't find it. Like, what are you talking about? And then bumping the scope and you're having to restart over. So I think that's really awesome. So that's the snapshot system. All in. You can use code Reckoning also for a discount code and tell them that we sent you. And it comes with a cover. So this is the new all-in Nexus system. It's a quick connect system for your spotting scope, your binos, your gun, even to your tripod. You can also use this for if you're like a wildlife photographer or even just, a photographer like me when you want to be. Content creator, this works great. This is how you do it. I'm doing it one-handed, holding right? So I'm pushing this button down on the tripod and I'm twisting Cody's spotting scope at a 180 and it's magnetic. So even though I have it unlocked, you can see the spotting scopes on there until I lift up, which I'm kind of down low, lift up and it comes off, which is great too, because you don't want something just falling off immediately. And then you see how strong, you could probably hear it, ASMR, right? How strong that magnetic is. His spotting scope's literally bouncing on the magnet. That's how strong it is. Twist, lock on, good to go. So that makes switching spotting scopes, switching your binos, switching to your gun, if you wanted to use this as a rest, really, really easy. That's the Nexus system. And she's out of breath. But little add-ons like the Nexus system or the all-in phone case to the snapshot system are great add-ons. And I talked about it with Nicole on my episode. They came out with a bino one. So girl, like maybe you don't have a really nice spotting scope, but you got binos, right? Hell yeah, that's all you need. You can do the same thing. They have the same system for your binos. I showed this on my episode with Nicole. I was really excited about this because not all the time are we packing our spotting scopes when you're like going on a gnarly stalk. So it's nice to have this option too, because you never know what you're going to see. And again, it does the same thing on your binos, clips on, and you're good to go. So I think that's really cool. So again, they don't have to have a fancy spotting scope to be able to now use the all-in system. It's like little things, you know, little elevations. And I just keep that in my rangefinder pouch, apparently with my chopstick. Good thing there's a warranty on those Vortex. I think I gotta take my vest off, guys. Okay, it's so hot. Next, I think let's talk bags, randoms, and then kind of go into real random shit is my game plan. So backpacks. I'm going to start off with kids hunting bags because this question gets asked often with Rivers. He's younger and it's oftentimes hard to find them a backpack that fits, that's comfortable. It's not sagging to their knees or hitting them in the butt when they walk, and also allows them to carry what they need to carry, like water, snacks, and then also feel like they're able to actually help out on the hunt. So these are two options that Rivers has loved to run. The first one's this Killick backpack. He loves all the pockets and design of this one. And this one he started running when he was 7, I think. And he kind of was stunted at that for a couple years. So this fit him really well. I would suggest this. I'll put the actual like model of it so you can find it in the show notes. I mentioned it last year. Obviously, he's got all of his like attachments to it, his water ready to go. He's his mom's child. It's heavy. It's got snacks in it. And then it does, the kids, I think it's so cool to have a water bladder. So it does have room for a water bladder. Again, he's been able to pack out. He always loves taking back straps and things like that. So he's been able to pack meat in this as well as just hike around with it. And this has worked well. I like, for me, like looking at it as a mom and a hunter as well. I like that this one does have the belt on this backpack just for that added layer of support. I thought that was really cool because a lot of the kids or the smaller backpacks don't have that belt option. It's just like a strap and then maybe a clip across the chest. So the Killick one does have the belt strap option. And then this is one that he got from his burn buddy Rocky with the Raw Foundation. Went out to Kansas on his whitetail hunt. They were so kind to gift him this, and he was so excited because he's kind of felt like he's grown out of that Killick backpack. He's just went through a growth spurt, which is so exciting. So he's gotten bigger and he just wants a little more space, and also feels like, as you guys know, fitting the frame of your torso is important. So they got him this one, which was an exciting upgrade. This is the Field Line Pro series. It looks like it's a real tree. I don't know. I'll have to look for sure on the brand if Field Line is the option, but it does have a spot for a water bladder. And it does have a bunch of different pocket features on the front, enough room for them to put water bottles, snacks, a little extra pouch. I think this has everything a kid would need to be able to go hunting and hiking, and then also be able to help. It does have straps on it, and the pocket space feels like there's enough room for them to be able to pack meat. And then it does have the bottom straps where you can tighten it to help ease the load. This one has the chest strap, but it does not have the belt strap. So just something to keep in mind for two different options, but this one is a little bigger. I'll show you the size difference, not by a lot, but just enough as far as like you can tell for his torso as he's getting to be a bigger kid. So that is some options for the kids. Cooper currently runs a Badlands backpack. That's just been something he's loved. It's what we ran prior to what we switched to, and it's worked for Cooper, especially as he's a growing teenage boy and we're not sure where he's going to be with size and he's growing so quickly. There's certain things we feel like are worth investing in, and then things that it's like, let's maybe hold off a minute before we get that for you, so we're not constantly just upgrading you next year. You guys know if you have kids, like the sheep feet thing. We're going to wait on sheep feet for him until he's a little more consistent in his shoe size before we do that. But something I want to do for him. I feel like you guys have seen our backpacks 1,000 times, but it is a question that we get often. Just because you see it doesn't mean you know exactly what it is. I don't have Cody's here. His is in my room, and I don't want one more thing. But it's the same brand, and I can tell you what his is. His is the Mystery Ranch Marshall in the men's. His has more outside like pocket features than mine. And I would say his bag coming off the frame does so a little more simply, to be quite honest. That is the one thing. Mine's still amazing and does stuff, but his just comes apart easier than mine does. That is what Cody runs. He started with the Mystery Ranch and then got me into it, and I'm glad he did because we've never looked back. Mine is right here. It's still full of a whole bunch of shit. Mine's the Mystery Ranch Women's Metcalf. Let me tell you, I've said it, I'll say it over and over again. Getting a backpack that's designed to fit your size, your torso, especially to fit the women, I'm going to show you guys, makes all the difference in the world. It really, truly distributes the weight so much differently, and it's just like one more thing where you're not like miserable and you can, again, go longer, farther, faster, harder, and just feel that much more confident. But I'm showing you currently the straps because this was one of my favorite things. Not only does it fit my torso, again, I'm not like super tall, so that was something important. It fits my torso, as you can see on the back. It's not hanging, hitting my butt, all this stuff. The waistband goes nice and tight, hugs on my hips. Dude, I'm telling you, if you don't have this, and then where it hits where it's supposed to, you're missing out on feeling so much better. You're going to be like, wow, I'm such a good hiker. And then, this is what I really wanted to show you. My Ignite's hitting. The straps. Those straps. You guys have heard me to where it goes around the boobs instead of over them, squishing them, hurting them. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just keeping 100. It is what it is. You can see on the video, it literally goes from my shoulders, wraps around kind of by my armpit, and then back under, not on my armpit. It doesn't hurt, but it goes around the tits, not on them, not squeezing them, not hurting them. And the strap goes over the top instead of pushing them together. Okay. And you know what? They look just as nice, if not better, not being smush, crying for help. And that's one less thing that you have to be irritated with, fighting with, something rubbing raw. Like, it just fits really, really good. So this would be something I would upgrade your female hunter to. And also, like I said, the guy in your life, Cody, was running the Badlands, and we upgraded him to the Mystery Ranch Marshall. So here it is. If I was to go through this, you would see all this stuff. If you want to see what's inside my backpack, I have a whole What's Inside My Backpack episode that was filmed, I think, right before River's accident. So probably September 2023. I went through again with Nicole just a couple months ago and did female gear that we love for women. And I kind of give you a brief, like what I love and have in there. So that is backpacks. I'm going to share a couple other bags with you. It all started over there, and now it's all here behind my desk. Fox Pro. This is probably a really, really old version. Maybe it's even considered vintage. I don't know. Cody's had it forever. Fox Pro is a great gift for your guy that the hunts are over now. He's used to being a big game hunter. I'm sorry that I'm out of breath. I tell you, I've been like running. And it's so hot in here. Okay, but the Fox Pro is a really great gift for someone that loves to predator hunt And even if they're not into predator hunting yet, maybe it's something that they want to do because the big game hunts are over. They're kind of bummed out. They're feeling a little blue. Encourage them. We've talked about this, right? Still get outdoors in the wintertime and go and do the things you love. And that is something that my boys and my family try to do, is go out and do some kind of predator hunting in the winter. It's something that as a family we can do and enjoy. It's a great thing to be able to go do with kids. So a Fox Pro is essentially just, it says it's a high performance game call that will drive you crazy. But that's how you do it. Repetitive sounds, right? So Fox Pro is another great fun gift. You can look and see if they have something like this, and there's a bunch of different add-ons that you could get. So that was a random one I saw when I went down to our hunting stuff. Like, oh, I don't know if I've mentioned a Fox Pro. Speaking of getting out and doing stuff in the wintertime, hunting wise, I haven't talked about anything camping. I'm just gonna have to put that in the show notes. This is something new that Cody just recently got off Amazon. We love when we're able to get something quickly, right? A last minute, like, oh, he could use that. If you're sick of your waders just kicking around, hanging somewhere, you don't feel like you have a good system and way to carry them, and you want something that is affordable, this wader bag is super nice. It has vents on the side. It almost kind of looks like a sleeping bag one. It's super lightweight. It has handles, again, vents, good solid bottom. He was able, I can feel he's got his shoes in first, his boots, and then his waders down inside. But I think this was like, it was less than $40. I even want to say it was like 25 or 30. So this is a really great gift. Again, they already have the waders, they have all the stuff. They've got some random duffel bag that doesn't have the vents to be able to allow, right? It's been wet, it to breathe. This is a really fun, good gift. And like I said, pretty dang affordable. And this was another suggestion that Cooper said, and Cody, when I asked what are your gift suggestions for the audience, he said a really good blind bag. We have a smaller version, which I don't have in here for Rivers because obviously he's starting out. He doesn't have all the stuff. But this is something that Cooper got last year for Christmas, and then Cody wanted one. So I believe they both have one now. And this is a much bigger version of a blind bag. So a blind bag is like a purse for duck hunting. I'm just kidding. People are going to be mad. It's like a briefcase for hunting, if you will. Does that make you feel better? It's like a gym bag for hunting. I don't know. It's a bag for your hunting shit. But this one, god damn it. I'm going to link the brand below. I know this, and it's going to drive me nuts. Cody's yelling it at me right now. Oh, look, there's his gloves. His first lightweight like gloves. It's basically like a mini duffel bag for all their stuff, but it has really great organizers. As you can, that's where all the Mountain Ops big sticks went. He's got his snack pockets. I taught him so well. His calls. He's got dude wipes in the front section. It's like a diaper bag for grown-ups. That makes sense. And then all of his, his shell belt, extra binos, extra shells. That's why it's so heavy inside of here. So it's just a really great organized bag that they can throw in easily into the boat, into the truck, carry with them to their spot, and have all their stuff. It's like a hunting backpack for duck hunting. Okay, so that's a fun idea because a lot of times, again, they just have like a random bag and it's not organized. If you were on YouTube, you saw all the different organizational pockets. And that just makes life easier when you're not digging for shit, as anyone knows.
A game changer in piece of gear for both myself and my family has been utilizing digiscoping. If you're not familiar, real quick, digiscoping is when you use your phone to capture photos or videos through your spotting scope or binoculars. And if you're wanting the best and most simple system to digiscope with, All In is hands down it. If you're out in the field and want to capture the moment through your optics without fumbling around or missing the shot, All In has you covered. What I love most is how seamless and user-friendly the system is. Like, seriously, so easy to use. My oldest son, Cooper, and Rivers has used it before, but Coop was using it to film my bear hunt. It's that easy. He was able to capture the shot, follow the bear, and that way we were able to go back, look at the shot placement, and then where the bear went And then, of course, when Cody got to us, we were able to relive those memories with him all over again. And now I can look back at that footage and watch it forever. It's been especially awesome for hunting with kids. You can show them exactly what you're seeing and then relive it later with clear and steady footage. It's a whole new level of connection and storytelling in the outdoors. And they just dropped their brand new Nexus system, which gives you a quick connect, universal fit across multiple optic setups, and you can connect it to your gun. It's built to be even faster, lighter, and more adaptable, perfect for when every second counts in the field. So whether you're chasing big game, scouting with the kids, or just want to document your hunts with ease, All In is a no-brainer. Head to allin.co and use our code RECKONING for 10% off your order. That's Allin, OLLIN.co, and use our code RECKONING for 10% off.
Wow. We are into the random stuff now. Yes, the fun. It's all fun, but I feel like I'm getting closer to the end. And this stuff's fun and random. So we were talking about boats, and this made me think of boats. Turtle box. I've seen this around forever, and I'm like, okay. And I love music. Music like takes me back to time. I like feel it in my body. I can't help but move, all this stuff. But a turtle box is really cool. The base on this thing, like, damn. So a turtle box is a cool addition to your camp trailer or also your boat, just to be able to take your music outdoors, and it's a rugged case for that. So turtle box, if they've been eyeing it, it's a great addition. I've also seen a lot of people are able to get, like, if you wanted to get super duper fancy, or maybe you're this talented, like murals or something painted on the back for them is like a fun way to make it towards them. You could do like their name or something. If lost, return to my wife. We're going to keep going with like random hunting stuff because I have a few random things around here, and then I'm going to go through my list for more like stocking stuffers, budget friendly ideas. You guys know I can't mention gear without mentioning my jet boil. This is technically Cody's, but like same, except for mine's melted. A jet boil is a way to cook your water, your food with I was going to say jet fuel. That's what they call it, but it's not like actual jet fuel. But it's a lightweight, able to carry it. And if they already have one of these, then maybe the next best thing, and these again would make great little additional gifts for them, is getting them something like a really lightweight coffee cup, or again, this acts as a bowl. And I don't have it with me, but a long spoon specifically made for getting into your dehydrated meals. If you've ever had to deal with a plastic spoon, again, with like sensations and things touching you, you just don't want to be digging inside of a pouch with a plastic spoon, so they make longer spoons. So doing little additional things to elevate their gear that they already have, like a jet boil, giving them, this maybe with some Black Rifle instant coffee is a great idea, or a long spoon with more of dehydrated meals. It's a great time to kind of go through and inventory your person's bags and what it is they went through this last year and restock it now. It just kind of helps for the hunts. And for backpacks and random things, this is actually something that, again, the Rivers, they were so kind to donate to the Raw Foundation and to Rivers on his hunt. And we have seen these for years. And so we were so excited. And so is he, because to know him is to know that, and Cooper, they love like photography and taking pictures and also building forts and being outdoors and all this stuff. And so these are the last lights. These are lightweight lights. Inside, we have a Lion Energy bank for them. And then it also has a bunch of different twist ties inside. I'll just open up, show you. This bag that is a carrying bag can also act as a lantern. You can put it inside. But if you've ever seen those badass, I think Kaya Lund does a really cool pictures with them, packing out with pictures. And just if you're, sometimes you know what happens. You've got something at last light. And sorry, this is just flinging around. A little rubber thing. Last light, and now you're skinning and butchering an animal in the forest at night. You're wishing that you didn't have to hold the light in your mouth or have your buddy hold the light here. These you're able to string up in the trees. Again, when I was flinging around, they come with these little attachments, and you could string them up in the trees to the side. You guys get really creative, but it's basically like an LED strip light, and they're super duper lightweight. They have strings on them. You can tell they were designed for scenarios like that. So I have definitely had times where it would have been really nice to have something like this. Or again, really great for if you're planning a backpacking trip. And I mentioned the Lion Energy Bank. We have a bigger one in that. And then this is my favorite that I just keep on hand all the time. I think this would be a sweet stocking stuffer or just add on for the hunter in your, honestly, anybody that has a phone could use it. But the hunter in your life, especially like if you know somebody that's a content creator, their battery dies a lot quicker, someone that's always on the go. Like I said, this stays, I have one for my backpack, my hunting backpack, and then this one stays in my purse. And this just hooks on the back. It's MagSafe and it's a power bank and charges your phone pretty dang quick. And I like this because I'm able to still walk around and use my phone instead of being attached to something. So I just thought that was a cool, unique gift that honestly anyone could use. And as far as like random stuff, we're getting into random ish. I'm going to do some nutrition stuff too. I have an Outdoor Edge knife. This one's actually the shorter one. I realized after I've been trying to ask like, hey, do you have a blade? But Outdoor Edge knife, I really love. This was with my hunting pants, so it came with. And again, when you're thinking of ideas, look at what knife they're running. Did they like it? Do they want, if they liked it and you heard them brag about it, look and see if they need more replacement blades. It could even be really fun to like put together a field care bag of like nitrile gloves. I mean, look at my field care bag that I have. It's way over there now. But like nitrile gloves, a way to attach the tag to the animal, whatever state you're in, that can vary. Some different knives like an Outdoor Edge, a Havalon, maybe a Montana Knife Co. knife. You could put in there, like I said, nitrile gloves, like a field care knife, or same thing. Maybe you realize they need to have a medical bag in there, and that's where something like my Medic comes into play. I'm going to go through, actually, before I do kind of my running list of stuff that I've mentioned in years past that I still stand by 100%, I am going to give you a nutrition breakdown, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, it's a lot harder to go do all these things that we love to do. And I'm finding, I think as time goes on in the outdoor industry, more and more people are seeing how important it is to do so and make it a lifestyle and be training to be a hunter because you are an athlete. And then also making sure that you're doing it not just, oh shit, it's July, I have a hunt in September, but staying up on it and making it a lifestyle, which I love seeing this huge shift in the outdoor space. So I'm going to show you some of my favorites that help with that and then also help when you're out on the mountain. I already mentioned these and you saw them in Cody's bag, but that's because they are a staple when it comes to bags. These are new. They are gluten-free, which is great for me. And they are the big stick. So they are like a meat stick from MTN OPS. They're 20 grams of protein in a meat stick, which honestly is pretty damn high for a meat stick / jerky for one stick. They are like thicker and the flavors are really, really good. I have right here the two that we like, which is the jalapeno pepper jack and the buffalo style. They both say medium, but it depends on your heat level. I don't think they're that spicy, but they are really good. And it's nice to have these again. These get thrown in my purse, in the drawer at the desk, Cooper's blind bag, the backpacks, the truck. Everybody's got a big stick somewhere because you never know when you need these. So I love this new addition. And then when it comes to things that we love to go on the go, everyone's on the go. Life's busy. The MTN OPS performance bars, again, all this stuff makes really great stocking stuffers or fillers and restock items. So these are the performance bars. This is the cookie dough flavor, my kid's favorite. This is a newer flavor. It does taste like cookie doughs, 20 grams of protein, gluten-free. And everybody that tries these are like, that's actually really good. It's not your average chalky protein bar. It genuinely tastes more like a treat or dessert, or like the caramel crunch one tastes honestly like a candy bar. And I don't have the gummies here, but Cody really likes the Slumber gummies and I like those for summer. But now that we're getting into like cold season and sometimes I want a sweet treat, your health and wellness is nothing without a good recovery. I think that is a staple and something to first work on. And I mean, now you're giving the gift of rest, and who doesn't want to give the gift of rest? And a treat. This one's the Sleepy Cocoa. This is Slumber. So it's a deep sleep and recovery supplement. It's got magnesium in it. It also has valerian root, which is really good for just like This was a really great supplement to help me not lean on wine as a way to wind down at night. If you have heard my story, and like I said, a really great treat, a great way to work on healthy habits and replace that ritual of having just a glass of something at night. So they have all kinds of different flavors in this. We like the hot cocoa for a sweet treat, and then I also like the sleepy cider. Cody likes I think it's a salted caramel one, but I like the cider and the cocoa. Hush kills it with their flavors. This new Summit Surge in Ignite is so good. So good. And then they came out with a new line, which is super exciting, and that is their naturally sweetened lemonade and also their hydrates. So Cooper really likes the hydrates in that flavor, and so does Rivers, and it's naturally sweetened, which is awesome. And then I have in that box, but I'm not going to get it out, a protein powder, which I love making for my protein pancakes, and just a great way to get additional protein in. And now we have come to the time where show and tell has pretty much ended. I think I've got all my stuff shown. I got to bring up my doc. I'm just going to tell you some randoms that we have been loving, and this is going to be everything under the sun that kind of just fits within husband, wife, kids. If you're in our audience, some of these may resonate with you. So the first thing that I had to is because I know so many people love to get outdoors and go camping, and they love reading a book. I do recommend everyone plays back and forth with Kindle Unlimited. I say get them the Kindle Unlimited if they're big, or not Kindle Unlimited, sorry, the Kindle Paperwhite. If they're big readers, get them the Kindle. I also, if they're like, I miss the feeling of a book, I got the book cover where it just folds open like a book. It's seen better days, but this is because this thing has literally been everywhere and it fits in my backpack. It's lightweight and I don't feel bad about the extra weight in my backpack when we're going on, like, when we did Robber's Roost, when we did the canyoneering trip, when we did King's Peak, like it went with me and I didn't feel bad about that. Now I'm going to go through just kind of rapid fire some ideas at you that may spark some ideas. And these have come from Cody, Cooper, Rivers, and myself, and then kind of some ideas from you guys. So rapid fire ideas. Cody said bullets. You could always use more bullets or shells. And every year, my kids always end up with more bullets or shells because you need them. Another thing that was mentioned was a kestrel. And to caveat off of that, I have a kestrel. The kestrel is basically, if they're long range shooters, not necessarily even long range, if they're rifle hunters, to really get a feel for what the wind is doing and how to then dial in their gun for that. And then something that Cody and I had talked about was getting a Garmin chronograph so that way you can see how fast you're shooting is a really cool feature. And Garmin's just a solid company through and through that you can always depend on. Another thing that's always really fun is, I would say, if they love bow hunting, they love fishing, look into getting them a bow fishing bow. That's a fun, different option, and it allows them to do kind of some form of hunting come springtime and enter like a carp tournament, something like that. And also something that we love, and I've brought up year after year, and if you ask my kids what do they enjoy doing when we're at camp, something they love to do is shoot the recurves, and make sure you get the beaver balls on them specifically, Cooper said. And then also maybe give to them like foam plates or some kind of throwing like frisbee to be able to shoot out of the air is a really fun game to work on your recurve hunting. Another upgrade for your waterfowl hunter would be the Refuge Parka from First Light. It's a really nice, big, heavy, warm coat that has it has like its hand pockets up high for when you're wearing your waders, and it is a toasty warm coat. So if you're also wanting your man to get like a nice warm coat and you want to benefit from it, I say go that route. Or if you're wanting your girl to be more comfortable when she's out hunting with you, like I always tell you, make it a more enjoyable experience by keeping her warm, keeping her fed. We're just like a bunch of gremlins, and get her that. The lights are dimming. It's like we're being ushered off stage. Okay. Another thing that we love is the rechargeable lighters. That's something that you've heard me talk about before. They work better in the colder weather. It's just making sure you need to keep them recharged. I love this idea. It's something we got Cody for his birthday. And if you've seen the bug guns, the fly guns that shoot salt, everybody's has one now, right? They make a bug assault CO2 pistol. So this thing is high powered. It's run off CO2 and it's a revolver. And everybody that's seen Cody get that has been like, where is it? And end up ordering one. So that one's easy to get. It's on Amazon too. But it's just kind of something fun and different. You saw Cody had dude wipes, and I have dude wipes. We have them in every bag. So again, restock what they're out of. And don't forget, sometimes the guy's just excited to get an extra pair of dude wipes. Another great gift idea is you may have to get a gift card for here, but literally every hunter, I want one of these, wants a Montana Knife Company knife. I think this is the Speed Goat or the Speed Goat 2.0. I'll list it below. It's on Cody's bino harness and they're just incredible. The warranty on them is awesome. I think they have a lifetime sharpening and just a really cool company to support, but everybody's wanting a Montana Knife Co. knife. And this is something that I think a lot of people want, but don't necessarily make the plunge to get themselves. I told you about Garmin. Obviously, we love our Garmin watches. Me, Cody, and Cooper all have different versions of them. I'll list those below. It's nice to know, you know, sometimes that's like the fun of it is how far you hiked, how many calories you burned, obviously knowing what your barometric pressure is, things like that. And then also having a Garmin inReach, I think, is a very important tool to have on hand. You know, this is great. There's so many different versions of them, but it's something that can literally be life-saving. And also, if you are someone that wants to keep in contact and have a little bit sense of comfort and security in knowing that your person is off and safe, getting them a Garmin inReach is really fantastic. They make mini ones that are super easy, can clip on their person, has the SOS button, but also just turns their phone into a messaging device. And then also as a hunter, just knowing that you're able to have, again, that sense of security and confidence that you have something like that on you, because Cody and I have one and we wish we would have had it with us when we needed it. Some other randoms for hunters or just someone that loves the outdoors is taking on butchering yourselves is, I think, a really fun next step as being a hunter, is getting to be even more hands-on with your meat and your food and processing it and truly getting to see how it is, even if it's once. I highly encourage you guys to try this. It really just does give you a whole other sense of connection with it and appreciation for the animal. But things that I would have for that, and I think is a fun addition to your hunting gear, is getting a meat grinder, a vacuum sealer, maybe just getting, if you guys have all this, refreshing on supplies for that. So maybe just some more bags, a meat scale, and then some randoms, the lead sled rest for shooting your rifles. That's always something that I know we have friends stop by and borrow from us. So as far as like sighting in your gun and being steady, like I said, restock their favorite meals and snacks. Some of my favorites for hunting specifically are the Heather's Choice Meals, and we really love their packaroons. Right now, they're actually having seasonal packaroons. I think they have like a peppermint and a gingerbread or something. But I would look at what they love to eat and re-snack though, or restock their snack. I also like recommending, like, it never hurts to get a silicone wedding ring. That's another fun one. Maybe they've had one for a while. It's seen better days. They can tend to do that. They have all kinds of cool new designs. So getting a silicone wedding ring for your guy, if that's something you want, or like for females, I think it's super awesome to have something like this to be able to switch into. This just becomes my like hunting ring and stays on most of hunting season so that I'm not getting caught on my wedding ring or with the chance of losing it. And then also with that, you have to mention things like the antlered doe. She makes obviously antlered rings, and she has really beautiful designs that are wedding rings that have inserts of diamonds. She's got all kinds of different designs if you're wanting to upgrade your wife's wedding ring, and she's into the design. That's her thing. I'm like, please check, that's a really great one. She also makes men's, and I think any man would be happy to have that. And when it comes to different kind of designs and artists and Etsy shops. The digital taxidermist is a really cool idea. He takes your, if we had like my elk, for instance, and I wanted to put him in like a real life scenario and get a portrait essentially made of him, he takes your animal, you tell him where and what, and he brings that to life, which is really cool. So then you could have not just some random picture you got from a banquet hanging next to your deer, you really get to bring that to life, or even with sheds that you found could be really, really cool. And when it comes to kids and families, something that is a fun gift idea is doing something like the AccuBow. It's like a video game with a bow, so you can practice your bow hunting, work on your draw. That's always a fun gift. My kids really love MeatEater trivia. We have one for the house and the camp trailer. And I like MeatEater trivia because you're learning things along the way, and then now you have fun facts, and it's you're learning things, and it's about conservation and hunting, and you're getting the history, and again it comes back to more appreciation. Other fun ideas kind of quickly: kids love fanny packs, restocking your knives, getting a duck call, a lanyard, turkey calls, rack boots for teenagers. These are on Amazon. This is a great boot for under $100 that Cooper has loved. Cody likes them for when we've done like shed hunts or canyoneering trips. Always, who doesn't want a BB gun and clay pigeons? Walkie talkies are always fun. You could build out a toy box. That's another great idea, even just for adults, is looking for some radio systems. A lot of people don't have radios that they love and trust. And so maybe, or if they do, maybe getting additional radios of what they have so that they're able to hand out more to the friends and who they're with. Some book ideas that are really fun is The MeatEater Guide to Wilderness Skills and Survival. That's great for, I think, both families and kids to learn. You should definitely know what you're doing when you're going outdoors. Of course, who didn't want to live in a tree when they were younger? And I'm not talking about Swiss Family Robinson. I'm talking about the Hatchet book series. Cooper loved these. There's also the Hometown Heroes series, which is really, really fun. I think there's probably over 10 of those now. My boys have ones about deer hunting and the birthday turkey, and it's kids getting to go hunting and kind of mysteries inside of that, which is, I think, really, really fun for kids to be able to read stories that are similar to what it is they love. Kids really love trekking poles. That's another great upgrade. Somebody's trekking poles. A hammock. Who doesn't want a hammock to put in their camp trailer or in their backpack if they're going backcountry hunting? There's just something about being able to, relax off the ground. And with that, I would say a lightweight backpacking camp chair or chair. Cody got one of these when we went to Kings Peak, and I was like, okay, you're going to pack the extra. And by the end, everybody was like, can I sit in your chair? So there's a lot of those. And those are really great also for sports parents. Mountain Ops makes a tall back one, and I love keeping that in all of our vehicles. It slides underneath my seat. And then if we get a random sports session where I need an extra chair, I can hurry and get out that easy chair. Always, kids love, if your kids are into this, again, buy at your discretion. Slingshots. Come on. We're raising 90s kids, right? Fish tackle boxes and lures. My boys always want more of those. A bladder for a backpack. Like I said, kids think it's so cool to have a water bladder. And then the MeatEater does make, I talked about a wild rag or a bandana. MeatEater makes a bandana that has kind of different like quick first aid things and how to, like, I think, quarter a deer and gut a deer. And so that's kind of a fun, good gift, I think, for kids or someone that's getting started with hunting, because it kind of gives you a little like cheat sheet and a little more confidence when you're out in the field. Again, a 3D archery target is an awesome add-on too for someone that loves bow hunting, or the kids. That wasn't very rapid fire. I feel like I need to tell you why and explain. Like, we're besties. We're hanging out. I'm telling you why and giving you my honest advice. Okay. Jeez, gosh. That is my gift guide. There's definitely more and more ideas. If you want any of these or shop specifically, again, a link to that will be in the show notes to go to the website. That'll then lead you to that, or maybe possibly straight to Amazon or straight to whatever. I'm going to try and link it the best I can so you guys aren't going from one place to another. Just make it seamless. And if you have any questions about sizing or what do you think about this, or if you're like, can you help me with this idea? Please feel free to reach out. It means so much to be able to have conversations with you guys and know that you've got a buddy over in the corner that's like I don't know, like, I think this would be fun. And like I said, it really is just kind of, I didn't want to say get snoopy, but look at what the person that you're buying for has already and how do I elevate it, or maybe what do I restock? And I think you'll be surprised about what you can do for them and what they're going to be excited about getting from you. I think a lot of that too is just knowing like somebody is loving and supporting you in something that brings you a lot of joy. I didn't get into any camping stuff, but maybe at this point I'll just end up doing a camping episode come springtime when we're a little more, we're a little stir crazy from the winter and we want to head out to go camping, what camping favorites we have. There are plenty of articles on the reckoningpodcast.com that outline camping ideas, trailer ideas, all that kinds of stuff. So please feel free to use the website as a reference and a guide for all your gift giving, your stocking up, getting a little more confident and going out and conquering your time outdoors. And I just want to remind you guys that I know the holidays can be a tough time. We've had our seasons where it's felt that way, and it's definitely so much more about the time together and than it is like a number or how fancy this is. One of my favorite gifts I think we continue to do and have done is something as simple as like going and buying a box of shells and our favorite snacks and favorite drink and then wrapping that up. And we gave that to Cody, and the kids were like so excited, like, Dad, can we go rabbit hunting with you, kind of a thing, or can we go duck hunting? And a lot of times it's giving the gift of time together that so often we forget. So please remember to just enjoy the time together. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And I appreciate all your guys's, it just gave me chills. I appreciate all your guys' love and support with Reckoning and my family and what we're doing here to be able to provide this kind of information to you guys, and for supporting me along the way, and letting us into your homes a little bit and into your adventures. It means so much, and I can't wait to hear and see what it is you guys do this season with your gifts.